Coming up on tonight's House of Tiny Tearaways.
You're a good boy.
No.
Yes, you are.
No.
I now feel I understand what her problem is, and it's you.
It's the penultimate day in the last week in the house, and Dr. Tanya Byron is under real pressure. With problems resolving and new ones occurring, and only one day left, is time running out. The Davis family.
No, Mother Yogurt!
The Galtons. And the Oshitolas arrived in the house 5 days ago, desperate for clinical psychologist Dr. Tanya Byron to help them tackle their children's challenging problems. With just one day left, all the families have made great progress, but are hoping that Tanya can now finish the job and turn their lives around for good. It's early morning in the House of Tiny Tearaways, but it seems that some people may have got out of bed on the wrong side.
Careful, Harry.
No, don't touch him.
Harry, be nice.
No,
Please be nice.
no. I'm going to go outside what my mum's up to. Let go of it.
Harry, Harry.
I'm not your friend.
You're a good boy.
No,
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Okay, then.
Daddy,
Harry.
shut up. No, Jesse. Sam! Daddy! No, go away. Daddy! Daddy.
Hello?
He's been fighting with Harry, hasn't he?
Is he?
Or Harry has been fighting him.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Again? Why?
He just pushes. When he walks past him, he pushes him. When he's just bullying him, really. I can't even take it.
Fight.
Yo, you want to fight, do you?
No.
don't
Fight. And Jesse's playing with him. He doesn't know Harry doesn't want it. He doesn't know anyway.
Sam.
Yeah?
Fight.
Nah,
Don't
do
fight.
That, son.
That's not good.
Dad Matthew Davis was away from the house yesterday due to work commitments, so is catching up with his daughter Amelia over breakfast.
Do you know what happened yesterday at breakfast yesterday? I ate all my Cheerios up.
Did you? Good girl.
But my mummy forgot my sticker at breakfast.
Oh, did she?
Yes.
Would you like a sticker?
Yes, but when I finish my breakfast...
Okay, you eat it all up, then you can have a sticker. Okay? And Lucas can if he does his.
Yes, I will beat Mummy.
Matthew and Natalie Davis came to the house with their 4-year-old daughter Amelia, whose severely restricted diet made them fear for her health.
Fine.
Tanya advised using stickers and gifts as incentives for good behaviour, which has seen an improvement in Amelia's eating. However, yesterday, with Matthew out of the house, Amelia's insolent behaviour pushed her mum's patience to the limit.
What are those?
One for Lucas. You have that one.
What are those?
Some banana. I've got a
I
secret.
don't like banana.
Listen. Come here.
We can't reach in each other.
Okay, well, I whisper. Okay, listening. There's nobody else here because this is a secret. Because we can't tell Tanya. You know those princesses that you want for your castle? Well, you've eaten all your breakfast, so I think you can probably have one. But, do you know what I want to get? I want to get another one. Do you? Yeah. Don't, but we can't tell Tanya. Okay. Do you know how you get it?
How?
Why don't you come and have a little try this with me? Look how... Amelia, look how... Look. Have a look.
I don't want some banana.
Where are you going?
I'm going to get the ferry.
No, you can sit back at the table.
I want to.
Sit back at the table until we've finished ours, please.
No.
Okay, nothing for you then. Simple as that.
I don't like banana.
Okay, no fairies for you. Sit down.
No. I want to play.
No, you get nothing then.
I want to play. I get another fairy because I eat all my Cheerios.
Did you?
Yes. So,
Ready for that?
yes.
While the Galton boys play with the other families, Dad Chris and Mum George have an early consultation with Tanya.
Right. So, good morning.
The Galton family arrived 4 days ago at their wits' end, trying to cope with the aggressive tantrums of 3-year-old Harry. Tanya has helped parents Chris and George to feel more positive about Harry's personality and to work together in a more assertive way when dealing with his bad behaviour.
Harry, go to your room now.
Things are feeling more balanced from my view. Are they feeling more balanced from yours?
Yeah, I'm struggling with when sort of things happen and Chris is like, let me deal with this, and I'm...
Like you've got to do everything for the kids, isn't it?
can't help it, I'm just kind of...
That's just...
But you have to let me do it. You can't say to me, you're not doing it, and then when I am doing it, charge in and take over before I've had a chance to do it.
So there's got to be more of a balance in terms of you letting go and you doing more.
Yeah.
Now, I'm aware that getting away together as a family for a family day out is very hard. Yes. So I'm going to send you to Brighton today to spend a day having fun, beach, fun fair, and just having a really proper family day out.
Wow, excellent.
Yes?
Yeah, excellent.
Look at that, I've never seen a smile like that before. Yeah. If one of your boys decides to throw a wobbler, take him by the hand, walk along, hold hands. Well, Mummy, what are we doing today? And ignore. The aim is really to try and distract, to have the best kind of day you can, and to share the responsibility for parenting in the sense that if one boy's had a moment and you've dealt with it, Georgie, you agree that next time you deal with it, and literally you just take it in turns. And just have the best day out you possibly can. Yeah. Cool. Okay. All right. Excellent. We'll go and tell the boys. Right. Excellent. Okay. All right, see you later. Bye.
Guess what? We're going to the seaside.
Seaside?
And we're going to a
Fun fair.
Following breakfast, the Davis family are getting ready for the day.
Okay. Now I need some socks.
No, you don't need socks.
I want socks.
No, you can't wear socks with those.
I want to. I want to wear socks.
Darling, I haven't got any to go with that. You're not wearing socks, because you can put those sandal shoes on.
I don't want to.
Do you see me wearing socks? Do you see Lucas wearing socks?
No.
You don't wear socks because those are short trousers.
I want to wear socks.
Oh, well, then you find your own. You're going to go and say goodbye to everybody?
I'm going to open this.
Amelia? What's he doing? All right. Put them on then. You are just the strangest... Oh, I can't tell you. She just drives me potty, that child.
I can't do these socks all by myself. I don't know which way it is.
8 minutes later and Amelia still doesn't have her socks on. Dad Matthew decides to help her.
Next what you have to do is do that.
I can't do it!
And then turn them that way.
I can't do it!
Like that. Okay.
Do it!
You haven't tried, have you? Look, hold them there. Turn them inside out. Like when you start the wrong way around.
I can't do it! We can do this one!
Right, do them both
Put
and you
your
can have
hand
a
in.
sticker for that. Oh, sorry.
Hand in, right to the end, like that.
Don't get it on my face!
If you put both on, you can have a sticker for your top today.
Hand in. Like me. Yeah, quick. Come on, quick.
Do it!
Look, just put it over there. You do the rest. Same as me now, look. I can't even reach, right?
I've just seen him wandering around with it.
You've done it, nearly. There. Right, you pull the rest up. You have to pull it underneath. Put your hand in there. And get it like that. And then you pull it. And then it all goes on nicely. That wasn't difficult, was it? Right, do you want to tie a shoelace now? Right, you're all done.
I want a sticker.
You can have a sticker, but you have to start being nice, please. Because I cannot put up with another day like yesterday of you behaving badly. So you start behaving nicely and you can have stickers all day long if you want. So hurry up, start smiling and being nice, and then you can have one. Okay?
Okay.
Oh, we are going outside. We're going out in a car and we're going to the sea.
You've sent the Galtons out of the house today. Where have you sent them and why?
They're going to Brighton because they really don't get away as a family very much at all on holiday. They've never been abroad together as a family, definitely not. And it's to have a fun day out in a place which is great, set up for kids, set up for adults to have a good time, but slightly challenging for families, particularly when you've got 3 little boys, 2 of whom will possibly want to run in opposite directions. So it's about fun, but it's also about authority and control, and about George and Chris finding a way to share that while maintaining fun on a great day out.
George seems like a much happier person. Can we be excited about that, seeing as it's happened so fast, in 4 days? Just from me watching her around the house, she's smiling, she's laughing, she's tickling.
I think that George's unhappiness has been around for a long time. I think it's been postnatal depression. I think she's been very brave to talk about that. But I think that her depression is also very much to do with a very negative self-belief. And I think in the house there's been plenty of opportunity for her to see just how effective she is as a mother, how much her children love her, and to see particularly her and Harry together, you can see that every little positive interaction lifts her and lifts her. And I also feel that this has come at a very good time for Georgie. I think she had already begun a process of starting to look at how she felt and how that affected her child, particularly her middle child Harry, which is incredibly brave and honest. And I think that this is part of that process which will continue when she goes home.
While Michael Oshitola takes care of Amelia Davis,
Right. You can draw me a sunshine. If you draw me a sunshine.
Tanya invites Natalie and Matthew to the consultation room.
Good morning. Good morning and welcome back. So, were you filled in on the events of yesterday?
Yes. Sounded like a fun day.
It was a full-on day, wasn't it? What are your edited highlights about yesterday? What are your kind of big memories?
Lunch is a big memory. Just testing all day long. One constant push the
Pushing the
button.
remote control.
Yeah. It was just like a big blur of hell.
She is incredibly strong-willed.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I do see that what is happening in the house is because you're beginning to put some boundaries around her eating, she's fighting back in the most extraordinary way, but not just at mealtimes, but
In
almost
other ways.
every single step of the day. And I sort of feel like that Amelia needs to hear the word no a lot more often and needs to experience you just walking away from her together. And I think she needs to see you both particularly you, because you're such a soft daddy, and you just obviously she's just your baby girl. She needs to see you cross. She just gets everything on her own terms.
Yeah, she does. And
I think that's the problem.
Yeah, this morning she completely ignored me when she woke up. And I was lying there and I thought, I know exactly what she's doing, because she's thinking, right,
Because she had a
Daddy's
tough day
back.
with you and I'm back.
I had a tough day with Mummy. I'm not going to go to speak to her now because Daddy's here.
Right. Do you feel like you're the bad guy in Amelia's life?
I do and I don't. Some days I think I am the bad guy,
Right.
and it'll be she says things when she says. She does it often with food. When we've been in situations recently, she goes, "Don't tell my mummy." I've seen her do that.
So why don't you take on more of the authority side of parenting? Is it because you don't want to, or because you can't, or because you're not given permission to?
A bit of everything, I think.
So you don't. What? You tell me.
There's less time for me to do it because of the amount of time that I'm with her compared to the amount of time that certainly you're with her. And then if Nat's already started, I don't particularly want to dive in, and because then that undermines what she's already trying to do.
But couldn't you just stand next to her and do it?
And do the same.
Yeah. That's not your style.
Couldn't I? Well, yes, I could. Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's not something that I think either of us maybe have thought about. Is that, immediately stand next to and go to two of us at it.
Is it you don't parent with authority because, Natalie, you're just in there all the time doing it and taking over and you can't delegate? Or is it that you take over and can't delegate because Matt doesn't step up to the bar?
Okay.
Yeah.
For example, this morning with the whole sock thing, not that long afterwards, you gave her a sticker for putting them on.
Okay, yeah.
And also with the whole kind of tantrumy thing, she did have you sitting there with her, kind of, come on.
Yeah, yeah.
And I kind of wonder what it is about Amelia that when she's being like that, you can't just say, okay, fine. Or just hold her and put her socks on and say, your socks are on, and get cross with her. There was a really interesting thing she said at breakfast this morning. I don't know if you were kind of really processing it because you were doing stuff, but she said, today I'm going to beat Mummy.
I will beat Mummy.
Did she?
Did she?
Yes.
Did she say that?
Yes.
No, I didn't hear that.
Yes.
She just blurted it out.
Today I'm going to beat Mummy. I mean, that's quite an extraordinary comment.
Yeah.
Quite an extraordinary bit of processing, quite an extraordinary bit of memory from yesterday, quite an extraordinary bit of grudge bearing. You have to be careful because I think if this is how she is at 4, teenage years is going to be an absolute nightmare for you because I don't think she really understands the word no.
No, I've said that before.
And I have to say, she has got an absolute will of iron, this little 4-year-old. She's bright, she's articulate, but emotionally and behaviourally, she reminds me much more of a 2-year-old. It's almost like she's not maturing. She hasn't quite learnt the rules of engagement, unless everything is on her terms. You treat her like she's a 2-year-old. If she has a relationship with you, her father, where she has an expectation that men basically only ever give her what she wants when she wants it, is she ever going to be truly happy in relationships? Is she ever really going to understand a relationship where someone says, no, I don't agree with you? Or is Amelia only going to have relationships on her terms? And I kind of think when she's 14 and she comes downstairs in the tiniest little skirt and you say, no, then it gets much, much, much more tricky. Because she ends up having screaming matches with you and doesn't ever respect your authority because she's never seen it, so she doesn't understand it. And I guess that's where I can see it going. Are you cross about this? You're getting a bit wound up about this? Are you? A bit? A
little, yeah.
Go on, why?
Well, it's just someone highlighting what's considered to be a poor, not poor, that's the wrong thing to say, an incorrect way of parenting, and that's something I've got to recognise. Yeah.
So you feel like I'm having a go at you, criticising you?
Yeah. But then, if it's constructive,
Right.
then
I'll listen to it and I'll take it on board.
Amelia's character brings out different things in you. And that's when you split. And when you're split, it's when she needs you to be cohesive. You see, what I would really like, I would like you both to walk out of this consultation, for you to take her to one side and say, I've just been talking with Mummy and I hear that yesterday you were very difficult for Mummy. And this morning you've been very difficult for me with your socks. And I want you to know that Mummy and Daddy aren't going to put up with this anymore. And you need to have a good day with us, because if you're difficult, you'll spend a lot of the day in your room, or whatever you choose.
Sure.
But I think she needs to hear it, but I think she needs to see it in your face. I mean, it's Thursday, it's a bit late on in the day, but I now feel I understand what her problem is, and it's you.
Following their consultation with Tanya, the Davis family have taken her advice and are talking to daughter Amelia.
We've been talking, me and Mummy, with Tanya, and she's told us what we're going to do today. But first, do you know what she told us about? Yesterday.
What?
You tell me.
No, you tell me. I can't remember.
You can't remember anything at all about yesterday? You can't remember lunch, or tea, or screaming, or shouting, and shouting at Mummy? Can you remember any of that? Is it coming back to you?
No.
Nothing?
No.
You can't remember a thing? You sure?
No.
Look at me. Because if you carry on like yesterday, you'll be spending all day in your bedroom.
No.
And he is going to be out here having a nice time, and you're going to be in your bedroom. And there'll be no stickers today, there'll be no princesses, no nothing. Excuse me, I'm talking to you. Sit back.
Mummy.
Sit there, I'm talking to you. No, you can wait.
No.
You can wait for it.
No.
Carry on.
No.
Amelia, what are you doing? I'm glad you find it funny.
We're not laughing.
I don't think it's funny.
No, then I'm going away.
Go on,
You're going
then.
to wait.
You can
No.
go to your bedroom if you want to go away.
No.
Is this the only place you'll be going today? OK? Are you listening to me? Amelia, are you listening?
You better look at Daddy.
Move your hands. Move your hands from your eyes.
Well, as long as you're a good girl, we won't have any problems. But I'm not having a day like yesterday, are we, Daddy?
Not at all.
Do you understand? I can't hear any words.
I do.
Good.
How do you think Matthew and Natalie coped with you telling them that it was a behaviour problem instead of, don't worry, by the time your daughter leaves, she'll be having a roast dinner?
I think they were shocked. I think Matt in particular got quite irritated with me at some points because I was kind of laying it down quite hard. But I think irritated in the sense that I was telling them something that maybe they knew but they didn't really want to hear. Right. I think theirs is a story about the reality of a lot of families' lives. Two very, very busy working parents feeling guilty because as a working parent one is so busy, so sometimes will give in, other times won't give in. Very, very busy dad, you know, a job that takes him everywhere, long hours, doesn't want to have any conflict at weekends or in the evenings when he comes home, so will probably step away from authority, which then leaves mum to be authoritative, which then causes a split. Right. And the split was beautifully illustrated this morning, I feel, when Amelia sat at breakfast and stated very assertively, today I'm going to beat Mummy.
So is that what Amelia's been doing? Has she just been beating Mummy and beating Daddy, I suppose?
I think there's two things going on in parallel in Amelia's little world. I think Amelia's little world is very much labelled Amelia. You know, Amelia gets what she wants most of the time. And I think that's very tough for a child then when she gets to a particular age, 4, it's quite old, to suddenly start having people say no consistently. And I think Matt and Natalie do say no to her sometimes, but I don't think they say it together often enough, and I don't think they say it consistently. For me, big marker of that was yesterday, how Amelia's behaviour completely deteriorated when she was on her own with her mother, who does represent authority. And then today, how during a huge tantrum about putting on a pair of pink socks, her father sat patiently with her and talked her through it and then gave her a sticker. I mean, two very, very different ways of parenting. Control and authority on one side, and very laid back, kind of nurturing type of parenting while she's having a tantrum on Matt's side.
Amelia and Lucas are outside playing in the sandpit. Jesse Oshitola is being given lunch by his mum, Kemi.
You gonna eat your food? You gonna eat your food now, you sure? Yeah? Alright, come.
You're not eating your food with shoes. You're not wearing your shoes.
Jesse, you gonna eat your food? Yeah? Listen, look. Listen, if you don't eat your food, Jesse, if you don't eat your food, you're going to bed with mum and dad. Yeah? Okay, then go there. Okay, no, I'm taking you to bed. Are you gonna eat your food then?
The Oshitola family arrived 5 days ago, fraught with worry about 2-year-old son Jesse, whose acute sleeping problem meant he didn't get to bed until after midnight. Since their arrival, they've made good progress following a new structured bedtime routine. Last night saw Jesse's best sleep ever, but Tanya is still concerned that Kemi and Michael don't work as a team when it comes to disciplining Jesse, and this is confusing him.
You all right? Is he not going down?
He fell asleep and his dad just came in and ruined everything, didn't he?
Come on, sit down. Yeah, you can have it now, you can have it. Come here. Yeah, look, it's there, look. Yeah. Nice.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hiya.
Hi. Just wanted to ask you something, because I've just watched the whole of that.
Yeah.
And I'm not kind of clear what was going on there, to be honest, because he sat at the table, he had a tantrum with you. You took him to the bedroom, I think, to put him down for a nap. Then, Michael, you walked in and completely changed the rules and brought him back out.
Yeah.
He then sat and ate, quite nicely, but with you, not with you, Kemi. So you were then sidelined, completely undermined, because you came in, Daddy will save you, and took him out. He's completely ruling your day again. He's completely running you. He's running both of you. He's splitting you.
I didn't ask her, and I probably should have done, but I thought she brought him in to make him realise that if he didn't have any food, that's what would be the consequences, and yeah, I should have asked you.
You are parenting him completely differently. He learns that he can completely play one off against another. If you want him to eat, he eats. If he doesn't eat, he's told, right, tough luck.
Yeah.
He goes to bed. He will learn. But what he experienced there will teach him nothing, except at the end of the day, he can get what he wants from you because you're not doing the same thing at the same time.
Okay.
He's 2. I'm 39, and I'm listening to the two of you, and I don't get what you're saying. So goodness knows how he's going to ever learn, and that's just the point I wanted to make.
Sure.
Straight after talking to the Oshitolas, Tanya returns to her office and witnesses Jesse having his second tantrum. She watches to see if Mum and Dad take any of her advice.
Hey, listen, Jesse.
Look. Don't you slap me, okay? Slip there now. Now. You're not even getting a chance to get down. Stay. Why are you laughing?
Michael's laughing and...
Just leave him there. He can't go nowhere. Eventually he's going to settle down.
No, he's not even getting a chance to get down. He's even slapping.
Hey, stop it.
Now. Stop it now.
Jesse, there's no getting down. You're going to sleep. Yeah, it's time for you to sleep.
Don't talk to him. Leave him alone.
What do you don't talk to him? I'm not going to talk to him. If you don't even know, he's just going to know what he's doing. Listen, listen, listen. Jesse, listen to me. Jesse.
Remember she said the more you talk to him, the more he's going to cry.
He's wide awake. He ain't going to sleep this second. Listen.
You don't ever listen, do you? Just put him down.
Kemi, you want me to help him or not?
And put him down then.
You do it your way, I'll do it my way, yeah?
Then how is it going to work? Is that what you just said outside? Why are you
take
talking
Charles
to
then.
him,
Take Charles then.
carrying him, leave him on the bed?
Leave him then.
Oh. Don't get off the bed, stay there.
So you're talking to yourself, aren't you? Jesse, look. Mum and Daddy sleep. Mum and Daddy sleep. Jesse, look. Jesse, Mum and Daddy sleep.
She just lied about her.
At least finally they've done the same thing.
Together.
Calmly, yeah.
And it's actually settled him, hasn't it?
Yeah.
That was quite a marathon, wasn't it? What can be learnt from that?
They have now agreed on a strategy 25 minutes after they put him down. Now that they're doing the same thing and they've calmed down, he's calm. Up until that point, there was toing and froing because they hadn't agreed on how they were going to put him down. Unless you have made an agreement with yourself as a parent, if you're parenting on your own, with your partner, if you're parenting as a couple, on what the rules are and what the strategies are and what we do when it all goes pear-shaped, it's not effective parenting.
The families only have one night left in the house, and although there have been signs of progress, Tanya still has a lot of work to do. Chris and George Galton arrived 5 days ago with their son Harry, whose temper tantrums were tearing the family apart. Following Tanya's advice, Chris and George have worked on regaining their authority within the family and seeing Harry in a more positive and realistic light.
Look at that for a little giggle wiggle.
As a result, Mum George is much happier and the family is starting to have more fun. But will this last outside the house? Michael and Kemi Oshitola arrived desperate to get 2-year-old son Jesse to sleep before midnight. Tanya advised them to create a routine and stick to it, and Jesse's sleeping has dramatically improved. Now they must concentrate on parenting his tantrums in the same style. Will Kemi and Michael be able to reach a joint agreement on the best way forward? 4-year-old Amelia Davis was driving Mum Natalie and Dad Matthew to despair over her extreme fussy eating.
Please.
Despite a successful first few days in the house, it's been hard work for Natalie as she battles with Amelia's defiance. Today, Tanya told the parents that the problem is not Amelia's eating, but them. With only 1 day to go, can the Davis family make any more headway with Amelia's insolence? Coming up. After a hectic morning of tantrums, everyone in the house is asleep. Meanwhile, the Galtons are out on their day trip. A family day out at the seaside is just what the doctor ordered for the Galtons.
One of the things we have difficulties is getting together, having enough time and finding the space to actually get the whole family day out, all 5 of us.
We haven't been out since Harry was a baby, so you're talking about probably going on 3 years ago. Just really looking forward to it.
That's a pier, we're going to go on that.
Come on, we're going to go on the dodgems like you wanted to.
Oh, look at Harry's face. Turn it back again. Goes up.
your best friend too.
Yay! Clever boy!
Bedtime.
Hey. So our kids have decided that me and Georgie have got to go on this. Hey! Jeez! Ready, steady, go! Oh! Wow! Yes! That's fantastic! What are we going to have for dinner then, boys?
After all that excitement, it's time for some food, but will the feel-good mood continue?
No, but it's Jojo's turn on us now. Harry, no. Harry, come on, fair's fair. Let go of me, thank you. There's your pancake, look. Look at that, Joe. Let's get the breakfast up as well. Oh. Don't hit me. I'm just ignoring him. Hey, right, don't step in front of me. Right, what do you want?
The cuddle.
Cuddle, right. So you ask for a cuddle nicely, you don't just scream at me.
We've had a great day. It's been really good. We've been on fun rides and it's been wonderful. Really lovely day.
It's lunchtime, and following Tanya's consultation, the next test for the Davis family is keeping control at mealtimes.
Please, can I have some more apple juice, please?
Oh, you're thirsty, aren't you?
Yes.
The thing is that I don't think she should have any more apple juice.
I want to.
Excuse me.
I want some more apple juice.
You've had 2 cups then.
I'm still thirsty.
How many cups have you had?
1.
No, you haven't. You had 2.
No, I didn't.
Have a bite of chicken and you can have another cup of apple juice. There's a deal.
I don't want to.
Excuse
Amelia.
me.
You do not do that at the table. Okay?
Hi.
Hi.
How was lunch?
Having observed the Davis family lunch from her office, Tanya joins the family to give them some advice.
Either she has to know that you're just really unimpressed with the behaviour, or she's just going to carry on doing it. And you're just going to be, I think you'll just be chasing her all the time. Because there's nothing I can teach you to do technique-wise that is going to get through to her, because she is not going to listen, because she doesn't listen to you. There has to be a point, I think, where this little lady knows that she is not in charge. And I have to tell you, she's completely in charge. And I just don't get a sense that you're that worried about it. I think you're quite worried about it, and you're not. And I just kind of. So my question is, what does she have to do? At what point will you get so freaked that then you'll say no? I think it's probably because she gets people.
Give them to me. You can have them. You can have them later if you're good.
If you're good this
Give them to me.
afternoon, you may have
No,
one.
I'm holding them. I am holding them. Sit down, I'm holding them. Don't start crying about it. They're over there. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down, or you can go to your room. Which one's it going to be? Which one? Which one? 1, 2, 3. Okay, you choose. I'll take you. Come on. Come on then. Too late. Too late. Go in there. Stay there. Amelia, you're going to stay there. Stay there.
Tanya recommends timing out children a minute for each year of their life. Amelia is 4, so is given a 4-minute time out.
What are you doing? Looking at yourself.
No.
Do you want to come back out?
Yes.
You going to stop crying?
Yes.
You going to start behaving?
Yes.
Look at me. Look at me. Are you going to do that again? And what happens if you do?
Don't know.
In here. Yes, you will. If you do it again, you'll be back in here.
No.
Okay, you can stay in here now then.
No.
You can stay in here again. You gonna stop? Do you know why you're in here? You don't. You don't know why I brought you to your bedroom. What did you do at the table? Were you being good or were you being naughty?
Being naughty.
So is that why I brought you here? So what happens if you're naughty again?
Take me to my room again.
So you're going to be naughty? What do you say?
Sorry.
That's what happened.
She stopped crying. She knows why she was there. And she knows that if she does it again, she'll be back there.
That was the first time I've ever seen her listen to both of you. And it was over quite quickly.
Yeah.
You were just really clear and she was like, OK. It feels like it's over nothing. It's over 2 stickers. In the grand scheme of things, who cares? On your 1 day off in the week or whatever, your 2 days off, do you want to have a fight?
Yeah, I mean, that's the sort of unnecessary way that I would see that, yeah.
But do you see it differently now?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's not about stickers.
No, it's not. It's about just general behaviour.
Today, practice every time there is defiance. Stand together and just say, either you do this, I'm going to count to 3, or you can go to your room. Because the point is, what happened there was the most effective bit of parenting I think you've done in the house. I thought you were brilliant.
Earlier, Tanya watched the Oshitolas struggle to put Jesse down for his afternoon nap and has decided to have a chat with him about how they handled the situation.
Right, now, you did settle him successfully, but there were a few maybe things that went on that if you hadn't done them, he probably would have settled quicker.
Okay.
Hey, listen, Jesse.
Look. Don't you slap me, okay? Slip me now.
He slapped you hard.
Jesse, there's no getting down. You're gonna sleep. Yeah, it's time for you to sleep.
Talk to him, leave him alone.
What do you mean don't talk to him? I'm not gonna talk to him. Jesse, listen to me. Jesse.
Remember she said the more you talk to him, the more he's going to cry. He's got...
So, first of all, he smacked you. He actually smacked you twice, really hard around the face. And you laughed.
No, I wasn't laughing at that.
You were laughing.
No, I was...
What were you laughing at? The chaos?
Yeah, it's like flipping upside God damn.
I felt it was
looking at this, it was wrong.
a big slap.
Yeah, it was. I heard it. I didn't see it. I
was like, I'm not going to let him out of his bed. I'm going to block him.
You actually got very cross with him. Because you were like putting him in the bed, you were throwing his duvet on, you were kind of going like this, which was a little bit too far one way. So you got cross. You saw that, so you went completely the other way. You didn't like Kemi being so cross. So you had that going on. And then in swoops Daddy. I have to say, if I could ban one word from your vocabulary with your child...
L word.
Which is...
Listen.
Oh, man.
Yeah, listen. Jesse, listen, the choice is yours. All right, listen, Jesse. Listen, look. Listen to me.
Listen, Jesse. Jesse is screaming less than an inch away from your face and you're telling him to listen. And to a 2-year-old, it's not like, listen, and it's like, yeah, OK, Dad, sorry, you're right. What was it you were saying?
I'll start screaming out, don't worry.
Yeah, whatever. Did you... Oh, he's cross, his mother's cross, and bless your heart for it. I really like you, Michael, because you do try to make it all right. But, of course, the more you say, what happens to his temper?
It raises, it gets mixed messages.
Yeah.
And the rest.
Listen. You listen. Anyway, that went on, and that was a bit of a nightmare. Let's carry on and see what happened next.
I see when we started working together, I started settling down a bit.
Now, why did he calm down at the end?
I guess he just got tired of running
No,
out.
no, what did you see there that was so different? What were you doing at the end, the two of you?
Oh, well, we were working together more and...
You were doing the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll definitely try and concentrate on that tonight.
Definitely, you can see the contrast between the first part that I showed you and the second part. So tonight you have a plan, you agree it, okay? So bath, bandage, good night from mummy, off you go, daddy, little story. And if there's a problem, work through it and you watch. And then if he wakes up later before you both go to bed, swap and you have a go.
Right?
Yeah.
I've had parents in the house I've got to teach how to, you know, parent as a team. I don't need to teach you how to parent as a team because we've just seen the evidence. When you do it, you're really effective.
Yeah.
And I think you stop being a team when your son gets upset.
Yeah.
But that is the crucial time as parents.
You got to come together.
You got to come together.
After a full day of stress and tantrums, Tanya set the families a fishing game in the garden. The parents and children must work together to catch the fish in the pool and collect them in the baskets. It's the Oshitolas versus the Davis family, as Jessie and Amelia enjoy the first race of the day.
That one's mine.
Amelia, come on, please, hurry up. Don't worry about that, just hurry up.
No cuss.
Amelia!
No.
Jessie, you want to go there?
No.
Excuse me. Do not push and shove your brother around. Do you hear me? What do you say to him?
Sorry.
Right, now quick, Daddy's waiting with a fish. Thank you.
Don't worry about Amelia. Amelia, don't worry about Lucas. He's just playing. We'll count them all. We'll count them at the end.
It doesn't matter, Amelia. We'll count them up afterwards.
Does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, Jessie, look. Can you get that? Yeah.
Do not yell at me. I've told you before and I will tell you again. It's just a game, Amelia.
No.
Amelia, one more time and you'll go inside and you won't play anymore. Do you hear me? Lucas, that's not nice, Lucas. Don't do that, please. Let him play with the fish. You play with Daddy. Otherwise, you go inside and you won't play anymore.
No, push me.
I'll do what I like. Thank you very much. Pardon?
No.
Right, OK, that's the end of that then.
No.
You had a chance.
I always have to ruin it. Right in your bedroom, young lady. Right, stay here till you calm down, young lady. No, you're not.
I did.
Now. Do you know why I put you in here? Why? Tell me why. Don't shake your head and tell me why.
Because I was fighting with Lucas.
Yeah, and why were you fighting with Lucas?
Because I didn't want him to get my fishies.
Are they your fishes, are they? No, exactly. He is a baby boy and he is sitting playing with a couple of wet fishes. The basket's not going anywhere. We know how many there are, and when we would have finished, we would put them back in the basket and then count them. There was no need to start behaving like that. Was there? No need. We were having a lovely time outside and you ruined it.
No, I still want to play outside.
Well, if you want to play outside, then you start behaving like a good girl.
I will.
That was Daddy's race, and you ruined it for him. Now I'd like you to go back outside and I'd like you to say you're sorry to Daddy, and you're sorry to Lucas, and you're sorry to Michael for ruining his game.
Okay.
It's 6 o'clock and the Galton family are back from their day trip.
The room.
The room, the room, the room, the room.
As the Galton boys play in the lounge with Jessie, parents Chris and George have a chat with Tanya in the consultation room.
So my aim was for you to go out, first of all, to have just a really fun, happy family day. So tick. Second, if there was any kind of kicking off or anything, just deal with it calmly and effectively.
Tick.
Tick.
Yeah.
Thirdly, if you needed to be authoritative, Chris, be authoritative. If you needed to step back and let Chris be authoritative, do that.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like there was much need for that, but I mean...
There wasn't. I think the only time I kind of interfered and I felt bad afterwards was on the fun ride. It was kind of mother's instinct. Harry was getting really distressed and he'd said, "It's OK, I'll take him." And I said, "Well, you can't get out of the car, can you?" So I took him.
Just grabbed him, and actually I could get out of the car and take a bit.
But I kind of looked at Chris's face and I thought, oh, I've just taken over again. And that wasn't the intention. It was
I
just my
understand, but
baby
it's
is
cool
crying.
that you're both much more aware of these things, aren't you?
Yeah.
I just think this week for you has been more than just about Harry, really, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's been about so much more.
It has.
Yeah.
I feel quite positive going home. I mean, I don't want to get my hopes up. I'm trying to be realistic, but it's all a bit alien to me.
As you were saying that, I was thinking, I wonder if she's struggling with these new feelings in a way, because I think you said to me, happiness is scary. I feel more comfortable feeling miserable, because when you're miserable, that's it.
Yeah.
You can't go down.
No.
But when you're happy, there's always the risk that you'll lose it.
You lose it.
But you are feeling happy.
I am.
How far, therefore, do you think Harry has has Harry been a barometer of the tension and the atmosphere in the family?
Oh, very much so. I mean, really, since we've sort of just calmed it all down and started opening up how we were feeling. So my frustration isn't there. Chris is, for me, his obliviousness to how I was feeling and trying to understand me, that's kind of all just kind of disappearing. It's all just, you know, floating away.
Yeah.
So something has shifted hugely.
Definitely.
I think it shifted the day you told us that Harry's just it's the symptom of everyone else. And I think, let's focus on Harry being happy rather than on Harry getting in trouble and making sure he doesn't get in trouble. Let's focus on him having a good time.
We've just eased back on him, haven't we?
Yeah.
It's just after 7:30 and 5.5-year-old Joe Galton is getting ready for bed. Over in the Oshitola bedroom, 2-year-old Jessie is also in bed. Earlier, Tanya told the Oshitolas that they must continue working as a team. They've decided that Dad Michael should take charge of settling Jessie tonight, allowing Mum Kemi to observe his progress from the lounge.
Daddy. Daddy. Daddy.
After 20 minutes, Jessie is asleep and Michael comes to chat with Kemi.
I left him before he went to sleep, Kevin, and he
Gorgeous.
and he didn't try and get out of his bed.
I know. That's what I was speaking to Georgia about. To George. That he didn't get out and he heard you, he knew you were there. He was sneezing. Jessie never got out. So he just slept off. I was watching everything and I just turned it off now.
It's 8:30 and all the children are in bed.
Shush. I won't tell off you, Dad. I just said shush. You said shush then.
Mums Natalie Davis and George Galton are chatting on the sofas.
You feel happy with your results of the week?
Yeah, again, completely bizarre. Sort of came in thinking the issue was Harry, and then found that it's
you know, Harry's just kind of our voice. He just kind of expresses what we're feeling. And definitely, I mean, Harry had a temper tantrum when we were in Brighton, and we just ignored him, and it was over very, very quickly. We just sat at the table and then ate his meal.
It'd be lovely if that continues when you get home.
Oh, it'd be fantastic. I'm feeling so much more positive. You know, and he really is a great kid, and I've just got to stop taking on board what everyone says about him. And I've got to start standing up for him more and stop sort of believing that he is always to blame. He is independent, he is strong-willed, he is intelligent, you know, but he's 3. He's just a little boy.
No, that's the thing, isn't it?
Do you feel like you've achieved anything?
Yes. We've had like a different issue with Amelia every day this week. And Tanya's had a different issue with Amelia every day this week, in different kind of relevance. She must have been the most confusing child in this house.
It's so bizarre though, isn't it, to think you came in here with the issue of the eating and it's
gone out with another
completely
one.
different tangents and
gone out with another.
Yeah.
Coming up on tomorrow's show.
When you think about what Amelia sees in her eyes of us, you've got the easy part.